Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing great. Today, inshallah, we have grammar. So, our grammar today is talking about conditionals. As you know, in English, we have 4 types of conditionals: zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. Conditional sentences have got 2 parts or 2 clauses, an if clause in the first part and a result clause, and it doesn't matter which one or which clause comes first, but if the if clause comes first, we use a comma. So if we put if clause at the beginning, we have to put a comma after this clause before we put or write the result clause. So in this lessons, we are going to start to talk about the first 2 types, which are the zero conditional and first conditional. And next video, we are going to continue on talking about the second and third conditionals. By the end of this lesson, you are expected, my beloved student, to recognize the structure and the use of zero and first conditionals, and use the conditionals correctly in sentences and paragraph. We have some differences between these conditionals regarding the meaning. Okay, so let's start with the zero conditional, which is the first type. Here we use zero conditional to describe something that always happens after a certain action or event. So we use it to talk about the truth or talk about facts. Okay, so here look at the form here. If plus present simple, and we have a present simple at the in the second part. So here we have if, and present simple, we have comma. Don't forget comma after you. Don't forget the comma after we put after the if clause before we start to write the result clause here. So we have here present simple to talk about something which is always true. So here we have a percentage when we talk about the things that almost about facts, which is 100%. For example, if you work hard, you achieve your goals. If you work hard, you achieve your goals. Look at this example here. If it rains, you get wet. We don't have other choices. If it rains, almost we get wet. If you don't have an umbrella, right? So if it rains, you get wet because it's raining, right? So you will get wet. So this is true. 100% you get wet. So here we can also exchange these clauses. For example, you can say here, you get wet if it rains. So, or you can put present simple, the result clause, and then we have to put if plus present simple again without comma. Don't put comma here if you put if in the middle of the sentence. So here we can say you get wet if it rains, but without comma again. Another point here you have to focus on it, which is we have to use when instead of if. In this conditional, just in the zero conditional, you have to use when instead of if you want. Just in the zero conditional, to make sure that this sentence is zero conditional, try to put when instead of if. For example here, when it rains, you get wet. So it is true, okay? Now we have the sentence is accurate and correct, and we don't have other meanings. Now let's go here to these examples. Example 1, if or when you heat water, it boils. If you heat water, it boils, right? So this is fact. If we heat water, it boils. Now here, focus on the simple present. We have boils because it is because here it is singular, right? So we have to put s, right? Boils, not boil. Example 2, if or when plants don't get enough sunlight, they die. If the plants don't get enough sunlight, because the plants need enough sunlight to stay alive, so if they don't get enough sunlight, they die. Here they die, we have verb 1 here, don't get, because we talk about plants, plural form, right? Don't forget simple present. we have to use verb 1 for plural, and we have to use verb 1 plus s singular if we have a singular subject like she, he, it. Example 3, water freezes if or when the temperature goes below 0 Celsius. So water freezes if the temperature goes below 0 Celsius. Okay, the same example here in other meaning, the same in other in different form. Water turns to ice if or when the temperature falls below 0. So here we put falls and turns, which is simple present, singular, simple present, because water here and the temperature we talk about singulars, right? And water it is uncountable nouns, which takes singular, right? Now these are the examples. Now let's go to task number 1. After this, dear student, after we discuss the zero conditional, you are expected to answer the following questions within 5 minutes. So please pause the video here, take your time to try to solve this task alone. Be frank with yourself. Be honest. Please pause the video now. Try doing these sentences alone. Then come back again and watch the other parts of the video. Okay, after you have finished your task, let's try to check our answers together. Peter, what do you do if your parents are at home? So if Peter's parents are at home, what would Peter do? What does he do? Okay, to help his parents. So if my parents space at home at weekends, I have to help with housework. Stay. We have the verb stay. How did you do this sentence? Can you tell us here? If my parents at home at weekends, you have to help with housework. Yes, we have to put here what? Stay. Right? Stay. Why stay? Look at the other part of the sentence here. We have to. So in the zero conditional, we have simple present, simple present. So we have here simple present. Have to is a simple present, right? So we have to put here simple present. Look at the subject. My parents. We're talking about here plural form, right? Plural subject. My parents, my dad and my mom. So we have to put verb 1. So stay. We keep stay as it. So we have to put stay, right? So let's go to the second part here. If my mother space at home, I do the washing up or hoovering. So we have the verb between the brackets here. We have be. What is the simple present of be? Yes, is or am. So if my mother, we have just singular subject. If my mother is, right? So we have to put here is. Okay, so is. Now let's go to the next point or next sentence. If she space at home, I wash the car or work in the garden with my dad. If she, between the brackets we have not be. Okay, again we have is or am, the simple present of be. So we have here negative form. If she is not, if she isn't, if she is not or isn't, she's at home, I wash the car or work in the garden with my dad. So if she isn't here, because it is singular. Now let's go to the next sentence. When they space at home on weekdays, I do my homework first and then go out. Also we have between the brackets be. When they are, excellent. When they are at home on weekdays, I do my homework first and then go out. Also simple present, focus here. We have in the first part here, if you notice, we use when instead of if, because we have the same meaning too. If they are at home on weekdays, I do my homework first and then go out. Now let's go to the last one. If my father space in the evening we play games on his computer. We have between the brackets not work. So we have negative form here. Please focus very well. So if my father what? Don't work or doesn't work? Yes, if my father doesn't work. If my father doesn't work. Doesn't work. Do, don't, and doesn't plus verb 1, we use it for the negative form in the simple present. And here we have in the second part also play. So all of these sentences are examples for the zero conditional sentences. So please try to practice them, try to write them on your notebook to practice the zero conditional much better. And now let's move on to the next part, to the next conditional, which is the first conditional. So in the first conditional, the form is if plus simple present, comma, here again, don't forget the comma, plus subject plus plus infinitive verb. So here we have some differences from the first, from the zero conditional. There we have to use simple present, simple present. Here we have simple present after if. And in the second clause or in the result clause, we have will plus infinitive verb or verb 1. We use it, the function, we use it to talk about the result of an action or situation that will probably happen now or in the future. So when we talk about the first conditional, we talk about the result, which is usually usually happen. Okay. For example, here, look at this example. If I save enough money, I will buy that mansion. I will buy that impressive house. Mansion, which means impressive house. So here we have present simple will plus verb. Okay, verb 1. So focus here that we use it to talk about something which is usually happen, not always, not about facts. Okay, so the percentage here to happen is 80% or to 90%, 80 to 90%. Okay, now let's move on to the example, to the next slide, which is about the examples. Example 1, if she comes early, we will finish our project. If she comes early, we will finish our project. So here we have simple present. We put here as because she is a singular subject and simple present. In the clause, in the second part or in the result clause, we have to put will plus verb 1, will plus finish, right? Next example, if the weather is nice tomorrow, we will go on a picnic. If the weather is nice tomorrow, we will go on a picnic. Usually people, when the weather is nice, they like to go on a picnic, but not all the people go to the picnic if the weather is nice. So usually or almost most of the people go on a picnic if the weather is nice next day or tomorrow or next week. Now if the weather is nice, or here again we have simple present in the first part or in the if clause part, and we put here comma, don't forget the comma here, and we have after the comma we have will plus verb 1, will plus go here. The next example number 3, he will succeed easily if he studies hard. He will succeed easily if he studies hard. So here we have in the first part we have will plus verb 1. Here succeed is verb 1, okay? And here in the second part we have if plus subject plus verb plus us, because we have here singular subject, which is he, she, it. We have to put verb plus us for the simple present tense. So here focus that we put if in the middle of the sentence. We can put it in the middle of the sentence, right? We have learned this before, right? So if you want to put if in the middle of the sentence, don't use comma again. Please focus, don't use comma here. Now let's go to the last example here. I will buy this book if it isn't too expensive. I will buy this book if it isn't too expensive. So again here we put the result clause at the beginning, and then we put the if clause in the second part of the sentence, but without using comma. Here we have to use will plus verb 1, and in the second part after the if we have to put simple present tense. So here we put isn't because here we have it as a subject. So we have to put isn't and not aren't or other choices. Now let's move on to the next slide. We have task number 2. Dear student, after we discussed the first conditional, you are expected to answer the following questions within 5 minutes. Again, please pause the video here, do these examples alone to make sure that you have understood the rule now. Then come back and finish the other parts of the video. Okay, now let's do them together. The first one. If Mary space have enough money, she'll come with us on vacation. So here we have the verb between the bracket is have. So here, look at the second part. We have she'll come. She will come. So the first part we have simple present. What is the simple present of have when we have the subject Mary? Yes, we have to put what? Has, right? So focus here. We have to put has here, okay? Because we have here a singular subject. Now let's go to the next one. I space make some coffee if you boil some water. Here in the second part we have if, okay, in the middle of the sentence plus simple present. So what we have to put in the first in the other part in the result clause? Yes, I will make. I will make because we have simple present in the with if clause. I will make. Now 3. If you space between brackets we have the verb work hard. You'll finish the project in time. So we have in the second part we have will finish. So we have to put here what? Simple present too. So if you work or works, of course work without us because you have to you